Music producers, should you collaborate with other music producers who offer collaboration as a service? Let's talk about it. Music producers, I'm sure that you've heard of many producers who say, hey man, for this particular fee, you can work with me. And that even sounds like an infomercial itself, but I'm sure you've seen that happen between, you and other producers, the producers you look up to. And I've always kind of had mixed emotions about it. I always felt like, if you want to collaborate with somebody, collaborate with them, but I'm not going to knock somebody else's hustle. If that's the way somebody makes money, that's the way they make money. I, on the other hand, I would rather just not collaborate with anybody. I know that sounds very self-centered and probably disrespectful, but I would rather not collaborate with anybody instead of charging people to collaborate. I don't want to be, I want to collaborate with this person. Okay, but not this person because you're not on my level. All of that stuff that goes into your mind is just disrespectful to the people who are out here trying to get it, right? So the way that I feel about collaborating, should you as a producer that's coming up and you want to get your name out there, you want to start selling some beats, whatever your goal is, should you do it? And already know what I'm going to say. I think that you should look at your situation first and then decide for yourself, what is it that you want? What is it you want from that? Do you want that particular producer to share their network with you? Do you want that producer to hopefully give you a boost in sales because you've collaborated with them and he allowed you to put your tag and his tag together? Is it that you want to get on their radar? What do you want it for? Is my question. Because if it's just to get sales, if it's just to basically speed up the process that you could do your damn self, then don't do it. You got to be able to sit here and do the slow grind. Pause. Possibly. You got to be this is going to be even more pause worthy. You got to be so in love with the slow grind that you don't even worry about what's going on the outside. Damn, Richie, that was another pause. You just got to have me pause on the video like this. That's how pause worthy that was. Look, the slow grind is where it's at. I ain't pausing nothing. The slow grind is where it's at. The people who win big, they don't win big just overnight. People who you think won big overnight, they lose it in less than a year, or they lose it in overnight. I don't know, I just made something up. But these people lose it because they didn't earn it. So for you, if you're looking at it, if you have a very strategic plan, say you want to work with this producer, say, you know what, I actually want to work with this producer and I do not feel like I'll be on their radar because I'm from a remote location and I'm from a location that people usually don't check for. Yeah, I can see that. I can see you now looking at that producer and saying, you know what, I want to get on your radar. Let's work together. I'll pay your fee. Nothing wrong with that at all. But if you're doing it to kind of shortcut the game, shortcut the grind, I think you're cheating yourself out of the opportunity to build your own. I talked about earlier this week about the problem that a lot of rappers and producers have is that we rely on other people and we think that they're the ones that are supposed to, put us in a situation. We think that we don't have enough tools. We don't have the same 2 arms. We don't have the same mouth, the same 2 feet, the same mind and the same brain that we're only using 9 to 10% of. We think that we don't have the capacity to create the same thing that person created, or we just get frustrated and say we want the shortcuts. Stop looking for the shortcuts. Sometimes collaboration can be a strategic plan, but if you don't have a strategic plan for it, put your money back in your pocket, put your credit card back in your wallet, and get your ass to work. All this collaboration, that's beautiful. I'm glad to see collaboration, but paying for the collaboration because you think what it might do, I mean, look, if it's worth the risk to you, take the risk. But I'm telling you from your friend, from somebody that if I was in your position and I wanted to get my name out there, I'm investing that money into advertisement. I'm investing that money into how can I get my brand out there? Because you better believe these folks that you look at that are sort of the legends in the top tier within the leasing business, those dudes have created their own. Their name stands on itself. And even if they did collaborations with other people, that's not where their name was built. Their name was built off of the foundation of what they created their damn self. So you too got to create it your damn self. You got to get yourself up in the morning. You got to jump in front of that laptop. You got to open up that laptop, go to that project, go to those particular sounds. You know what sounds make a dope beat. You know what a dope beat sounds like. Stop relying on somebody else that got their own engine going, because what's going to happen is that you're going to get into the same rat race that exists for rappers and producers, even within the industry. Ooh, that's a whole nother video. The rat race that exists within the industry, you're going to be so wrapped up in that you end up now feeding into the system that is around you. You're feeding into other producers instead of feeding into your own business. You look like you don't believe in your business. And I know that's not the truth. I know you believe in your business. I know you believe in yourself. So if you believe in yourself, put your money where your mouth is and stop shelving it off to producers just because they got a little name for themselves. Put that money back into your pocket. Invest into things that are going to strengthen your weaknesses. Invest into things that are going to strengthen the weaknesses of your strengths. Okay? Not your weaknesses. Invest into the things that go to the weaknesses of your strengths. Focus in on that, and you will build up an empire that's worth somebody else wanting to pay to collaborate with you for. Once again, it's another Curtspiration doodle. If you need some more of this juice, please subscribe to the channel. Be a part of the notification gang. Hey. All my Patreon supporters, I want to say thank you for supporting. If you would like to support Curtis King on Patreon, go to patreon.com/Curtis King. And to double back on the topic at hand, producers, you should not be out here trying to pay to collaborate unless you have a very specific reason, a very specific strategy that you want to get done by engaging with this producer. You know, that person may see your work and be like, oh, I found a gem. And then that money that you paid is actually an investment there. But for most of the producers out there that are looking to sort of level up off of somebody else's energy, like, that's a short-term game. The long-term game is you building up your own empire, building up yourself, building up what you're doing. You know, if you already paid for it, have no fear, you know, but I'm sure there's a lot of producers out there who could tell you, look, I've done it and I still had to come back here and start at ground zero. In this life, you would not be full of life until you decide to live life to its fullest. Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com.
I can't listen to you. When I listen to you, it's a liability, cause you be mentally killing my inner energy. So I'm concealing my feelings before you injure me.